Hey everyone, konnichiwa. Continuing on with our permissions today. So we're going to be looking at how we can talk about how we basically tell people that they have to do something or that they must do it. 今日は24日6月2019年. So as always, you can find this Google Doc I'm looking at right now in the description box. There's a link there. It'll be this link. So just click on that and it'll take you to this Google Doc. And so then you can get access to the sentences and the grammar, plus I've got some links as well today to Takim's website so you can do some further revision. So this is probably I would say the hardest part mechanically about permissions. Okay, we have to deal with kind of quite a few conjugations here, and we're dealing a lot with negatives and particularly double negatives, and especially as a native English speaker, these are not the most comfortable area to be in. So this is normally the part where most people struggle a bit. But like we just did with the other permission videos, we're going to start with remembering an English phrase, which will help us formulate the sentence. And then from there, that'll help us translate the sentence as well. So the basic form is this phrase. If you don't do that, it's bad. So notice that we've got don't do. So this is where a negative is going to come in, and then it's bad. So it's a very, classically Japanese way of doing something, right? If you don't do it, so you're not accusing anyone of not doing it, but you're just setting it up. If it's not done, therefore it's bad. So together, that means that you must do it. All right. So must or have to or even kind of should do is all going to be covered under this grammar. Now, like I said, mechanically, there is a lot to this. So there are kind of a few ways you can do this same grammar, and fundamentally it's all the same. So if you're going for higher levels of JLPT, it's better if you have a bit more of a nuanced understanding. But this video is more for people of maybe an N5 or an N4 JLPT level, or about the competence you need to be in year 11 or year 12 Japanese at high school. So what's the first way we can do it? Well, we get the negative te form. We add our particle wa, and then we add either dame, ikenai, or naranai. Now, as before, to make these more polite, we just, dame is a noun. Dame, yeah, no good. So, dame na hito, actually, I think it's an adjective. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to add des to it, right? Dame des. That's going to be polite. Ikenai just goes to ikemasen, and naranai, narimasen. Okay, so that's how we make all three of those polite. So that's the first one. The next one we're going to do is we're going to have our negative verb. We're going to have our to conditional, and I'll explain what this is in a second. And then again, one of these three words, dame, ikenai, naranai. And finally, this is the one that most people struggle the most with, I guess, but negative verb. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative verb, but this is the real common one. It's got to be a negative something at least. The ba conditional this time, followed by one of these words. Now, this video is very heavily based on Takim's lesson. I think he does a very comprehensive job of explaining it. So I've got the link here. I would really recommend you check his website out. He's got his grammar guide on there as well you can use, but just look at this lesson for now. And also on the same website, he's got a whole thing on conditionals. So that to conditional we just looked at, the ba conditional, both of those are in there. But we're going to go through them now anyway, just so we can get a bit of revision in. Okay, the negative te form is kind of straightforward. So first we just make the negative of whatever it is, and then we replace that final i on the negative with kute. So here we've got oishii, this is delicious of course, oishikunai, not delicious, and then we replace this guy here, the last i, with kute. So oishikunakute. Right, so basically, there's no real difference between oishikunai and oishikunakute, but we're putting it in the te form because it allows us to add other stuff to it. Again, shizuka, so this is a na adjective, but this is also telling us that it's going to apply for nouns as well. So shizuka janai, so not shizuka, and shizuka janakute. Again, just replace the i with kute. Last one here is taberu, so this is to eat something. Tabenai, not eat. Tabenakute. Okay, again, i with kute. Our to conditional is pretty easy. So we get the condition first, we put to, and then we add the result on the end. So if we're doing something where something is something, so it's like if you're a student, if you are a teacher, you're existing as a student, existing as a teacher, then we need to make that existing thing more explicit, and then we add da. So something dato, and then a result. So the last one we're going to look at is the negative ba conditional. So we drop the e off the negative form, and then we attach kereba. So here we got yasui. All right, so this becomes yasukunai, and then yasukunakereba. Now, if you're going to put this into English, I guess you would just say if it's not cheap. All right, kereba, then yasukunakereba. We got a verb here. This is iku. So first we got negative ikanai, and then remove the last e, ikanakereba. So if you don't go. And then jobu. Okay, so this is one of our adjectives, but again, it's going to be the same rule for nouns. So jobu janai, jobu janakereba. So let's go through some of our example sentences, our reibun, and see if we can work out what's going on here. So first one, we have shukudai o shinai to ikenai. So here we have one of our examples of the to conditional. So this is the condition, shukudai o shinai. So not doing your homework. To sets up the conditional. So if you don't do your homework, or if I don't do my homework, ikenai, it's no good. Okay, so really we're saying not doing it is bad, not doing it is no good, and so therefore you kind of have to do it, or you must do it. Next one we got is 9時までに会社に行かなければなりません. All right, so now we've got our 行かなければ. This is our negative ba conditional. So 9時までに, by the way, this is a ちょっとポイントですね。文法のポイント. So we've got a difference between made and madeni. Madeni is at the latest by. So 9時までに, and so this is clearly talking about the morning, at the latest by 9 o'clock in the morning. 会社に, to the company. 行かなければ, if you don't go, なりません. It's no good. Okay, so we're sitting up. If you don't do it, it's bad. Now, I mentioned there's some kind of differences with the nuance with some of these. なりません. This tends to be kind of a rule that applies to everyone. It's kind of like a societal rule or something. And here we've got a company rule, right? So this rule kind of apparently, applies to everyone in the company, right? 行かなければなりません. Okay, but again, we're setting up a negative if statement, and then it's bad. So if you don't go, it's bad. Therefore, you must do it. You have to do it. Next one, we've got 私は1時間で宿題を終えなくてはならない. Now, 私は, as for me, 1時間で in 1 hour basically. 宿題を終えなくては, as for not completing my homework, ならない. Okay, it's no good. So again, we got our negative te form, 終える. Okay, now be careful. This is different from the verb 終わる, which maybe a lot of you will be familiar with. 終わる is to finish something. 終える is to complete something. There's a slight difference there, but just keep that in mind. It's the same kanji, and they're both read as お, but they're different verbs. So あなたは, as for you, 10時前に, so before 10 o'clock, 戻らなければならない. So this comes from 戻る, which is to return somewhere. 戻らなければ, if you don't return home, ならない. It's no good. Okay, so this is, in Japanese, you call this a mongen. Okay, this is a curfew. Kind of a late one, actually. In my host family, it was not 10 o'clock. It was like 8 o'clock. All right, next one we got 漢字で書かなければいけませんか? All right, so we've got a question here on the end. So you don't just have to use this to tell people off or tell people what the rules are. You can kind of use it to ask what is the rule, basically. So 漢字で in kanji, 書かなければ, if I don't write, いけませんか? Is it no good? All right, so do I have to write this in kanji? And someone might say, 漢字で書かなければなりません. So, you must write in kanji, or いいえ、漢字で書かなくてもいいですよ. All right, it's okay if you don't writing kanji. And I did that te mo ii desu yo in one of the earlier videos in this series. And last one, we got 早く起きなければいけませんでした. Now, 早く起きなければ. This is an adverb. Again, Take Him talks all about adverbs, but this comes from 早い, and you know this is an e adjective, and it's acting on the verb. It's an adverb. So to do that with the adjectives, we just change the e to a ku. So 早く起きなければ. So not waking up early. If you don't do it, いけませんでした. So it was no good. So this is talking about an event which has happened in the past, right? So you might be like, oh, when I was in school, I joined the swimming club, and you know we had to wake up early to go swimming practice. So 早く起きなければいけませんでした. All right, I had to do it. I had to wake up early. All right, guys, that's about it for this video. We've kind of looked at our must or have to permissions now. There's a few more little bits and pieces with permissions I want to do, but we've done the main ones, which is really the shite mo ii desu, you know, asking about permissions or saying it's okay to do something, and then the other side saying that you must do something, and we've also done you shouldn't do something, all right, or you know, as for doing stuff it's bad, which is the previous video. So we've done the main types of permissions. The next thing we're going to look at is making some requests, so putting please on the end of things basically. But if you can, these last 3 videos I've done, including today, if you can get a handle on that, you're pretty much set for permissions, I would say. It's really just going to be, to get better at them, you're going to have to improve how quickly you can make your negative conditionals we did today, how quickly you can make your negative tef form, and just kind of remembering the words so that when someone says blah blah blah, nakereba narimasen, you can kind of go, oh, I know that there was some kind of something I have to do. What was the thing that was said before the nakereba narimasen? And then you can go from there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Leave a like if this video helped you out. Share it with your friends. I do online Japanese lessons, so this lesson was helpful, but you'd like a bit more personalized tutoring, please contact me via the details you see on screen. I look forward to hearing you. Otherwise, bye-bye.
Graduated from a rebel to a revolutionary in my area, they love it. I'm a record like a revenant engine, heaven's ascension, every dimension, give me attention. Look at my soul, look at my heart, look at my hope. Got the world on my back, but I carry it though. Tell them God got my hand,